Hey, dear Libra, this one is for you. Hi, this is Tarot Lumination, and this is you, Libra, and this is your June 2017 general reading. Okay, you know the drill. Read for your moon sign and your rising sign as well as your sun, okay? Get the big, broad spectrum view and just mush it all together and make something out of it, okay? Otherwise, just one reading can, it might not make any sense, okay? Now we're going to go for it, okay? I'm not going to do a lot of the astrology stuff. You might have seen on the updates video that I really had to cut back and just focus on the tarot and just basic readings. It's a time issue more than anything else. I'd love to do this like very extended type readings, but you know, got to strike a balance somehow. So it's just going to be basic. There's no reversals, no flips, no jumpers, no oracle backup support cards, nothing. It's just raw, bare bone tarot, and I call it out as I feel it. I try to read from the heart. Some people do it from the book, from, theory or whatever. I just, there's so many different ways, and we're just going to do it like we do here on Tarot Illumination. So welcome to June, dear Libra. I already shuffled the cards a lot earlier, but I was just taking it up right to the last moment. All right, and now we're going to cut. All right, I'm just going to make it really extreme because I really like to break up the energy so it doesn't get stagnant and all right, here we go. Here's the general vibe, all right? General vibe. And here's where you're coming from, all right? Coming out of May, heading into June, and then moving through June. And this is where things are now. Like this is the permanent now through June. So this is constantly in a state of flux over here. And over here, this is your sort of like where things are heading, where you're moving. And it's a card of motion and journey. And already in this little spread, you're starting to head into the unknown. So you never know what's going to happen. Always there is a little bit of risk. Always there's an adventure. There's possibilities. You don't know what it's going to be, but you face it anyway. And here's a little card that indicates how to proceed effectively. What's a good approach, for example? And at the same time, as you move forward into the energy for the month, you start attracting energy to you. Now, this might be of your own volition, like you may be a really good manifester or something, or it might just feel like it's coming at you and this just kind of it just plopped into your lap, okay? Like whether you deserve it or not, whether it's good or bad or not, it's just, that's what you're heading into. And here's like a hopes and fears kind of thing, like they do in the Celtic cross, where like as you move through the journey, you become aware like, oh my gosh, I guess I am a participant in my own like evolution and creating my own destiny. So I hope it works out for this, this, and this, and this, and I hope it doesn't work out against that, that, and that, and that. And it's sort of like almost the same card, you know? The hopes and the fears are almost the same thing anyway. I hope I get that. I hope it doesn't. I hope I don't not get that. And then this is where it all seems to be heading. And then in the background, I just like to check the weather, just to have a look, see what's going on. This is not necessarily your energy, but it's more about like what's going outside the front door in terms of the stars and the planets and your general like sensation of what's actually going on out there. And you have the Eight of Swords. Okay. So Libra, like a lot of people, this card has been coming up a lot. We've all got a lot of buried issues that are coming to the surface, okay? And it's a lot of times it's just not comfortable. And if it feels right now that heading into June, there's this like awkward sense of like, oh God, there's this stuff I should be dealing with and I just don't want to deal with it. And I feel it coming and maybe I can put it off for another month or two. Okay, it's understandable. All right. But there's some issues here that need addressing, okay? And the weather is just giving you a hint, okay? That's all. It's all it is. I don't know if we'll come back to the card. That card, we'll see in a moment. This is the new fancy camera, by the way. It's crystal clear, but it gets really wobbly, and like with the focus and stuff. And it's very exciting. Um, I like it. It's just I'm still getting used to it. Okay, so please understand. It's too fancy for my computer system. So if things just kind of go and lock for a moment, please forgive me. All right, we'll just keep going. Anyway, what's the vibe, Libra, for June? What's happening? Whoa. Okay. Oh, okay. Are we dealing with any kind of legal issues? Or are we coming to terms with uh, like a reality check when it comes to the truth about life? Are a lot of issues coming to the surface that, as much as you don't want to deal with them, they're there. They're right in your face almost. And uh, it's like there's no way out of it. That's what I'm feeling here with the King of Swords in this position just for now. Now, it could mean that you would like to like take charge of like how things are panning out in your life for this month. Like really take advantage of some of the good vibes that are happening with the planets, especially that big fat fire trine working in your favor with a lot of sextiles. And like let's sort these matters out. Let's get our house, let's get our get the facts right, get things in order. The King of Swords is not a person to mess with, okay? So if this is energy around you and you're dealing with things that really need to be addressed, then it's about time they need to be addressed, okay? If you're the one bringing out this energy in yourself and you're saying, okay, I'm just going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get on top of this, I'm going to be the boss of all of that, I want to get the facts, we're going to get the facts, we're going to bring up the truth, and we're going to deal with it, and we're going to handle it, and we're going to do it in a very noble, regal way. And we're not going to like pussyfoot around the outside. We're taking charge here, okay? So Libra, I feel this is kind of a take charge month, or like if you don't take charge, then like events might feel as though they're taking charge of you, especially if it's very, very important matters to do with perhaps your, let's just say it could be your conditioning, your belief systems, your attitudes, your perceptions, what you thought were the facts of life, what you assumed were the ways that the universe worked, what you were taught about how life worked, and how you were raised and how life worked to the point where it affects your whole life. And sometimes you discovered, like, it's not that way, people. What I've learned is that there are certain orders and truths that are universal, okay? It doesn't matter who you are, or what you're doing, or anything like that. There is a certain amount of truth that has dominion and precedence over all other truths, okay? And that is the truth of truths, that's like the absolute truth. Okay, so you might be facing or challenging or contesting these energies, okay? Or you might be radiating the energy. Maybe you are becoming like the attorney, the lawyer, the adjudicator, the person who's like calling it out, and you're doing it on yourself. You're just saying, you know what, Libra, we're going to get this stuff together. We're going to figure this stuff out. All right, so where are you coming from? Queen of Cups. Oh, well, this is not a love reading, okay? We're going to do a whole other playlist on love readings. However, this is a card of big love, okay? If you're coming in to June, coming out of May, and you are literally the custodian and the proud, let's say, owner of this wonderful energy, this is the Queen of Cups, okay? And she is like, it's almost like, what's the word? It's like embarrassingly blessed with the energy of love. Okay, but one of her challenges that is sometimes she doesn't know what to do with it all, because she's very aware of the energy of abundance, and she's she's not ashamed of like being this loving person and and having the ability to receive love and the ability to transmit love. It's just that it might be a little bit perplexing because if you're coming into June with this energy, Libra, it might, what I'm feeling is that you might be struggling with an understanding of what the true energy of love might be, and you really want to get on top of it. And I'm talking about big love in the broadest sense, like the energy of love, how it moves through your life and how it affects your life. Like if you love your job, you love your home, you love your family, you love your people, you love your surroundings, you love your stuff, and you want to like get everything in alignment so that like what you feel in your heart lines up with what you feel in your mind. I know it sounds like contradictory, but they do work together. You can't just live totally out of your brain, and you can't just live totally out of like a romance novel. Okay, it's kind of like finding a balance. So what I'm feeling, Libra, is you're moving into June with a lot of questions and issues on your mind, and it might be to do with matters of the heart. I'm not saying a love relationship, but the energy of love in your life. Do I really love my partner? Do I really love my job? Do I really love the way I'm living and how I'm living? And if I don't, then I want to make sure that I do. I really want to get these things in alignment. Okay. So where are we right now? Indecisions. Okay. Now, okay, this looks like a fairly harmless little card, but truthfully, from my observation, having a healthy, happy life often comes down to making healthy, happy decisions. And we make sometimes, thousands of little decisions and big decisions, and maybe like a few big decisions every now and again. Like the really, really big decisions are like, who is my mate? Who am I going to hang out with? How is it all going to happen? How am I going to bring the truth of my life and how I want my life to be into practice? How am I going to actually execute that as as a king would do in their own dominion? How am I going to make it happen for my dominion? Okay, now it's an awkward situation here. That's what I'm feeling, and it's a question of trying to find the balance. How do you balance these seemingly contradictory energies, and knowing and understanding that the energy of unaddressed issues is kind of right in your face. Like it's almost like your spiritual GPS is telling you, dear Libra, you got to take care of stuff here, right? You got to get your facts right. You got to get your house in order. And right now, dear Libra, this is the energy of like balance and decisions. And no offense, but a lot of times Libras are known for trying to avoid making important decisions because they like everything to be harmonious and in balance. And sometimes making a decision can trigger a situation that might lead to more imbalance. So sometimes the Libra energy likes to stay in a state of, well, like, if we just like do this and let's just avoid the confrontation, let's just avoid the issues, and then everything will be fine. Well, guess what? It's not, because then you're going to end up back in this situation again. So, dear Libra, it might be that you're very aware of what's going on in your world, and you're aware that there are very big, important issues that need to be addressed in the mind and in the way you conduct your life, in your thought systems, your subconscious and your higher consciousness, and all of that, because it's affecting everything in your life, including matters of the heart, leaving you puzzled about what am I supposed to do with this? How do I get the love that I deserve? How do I project the love that others deserve and expect from me? And what it seems to me is that right now, here in June, it seems like you're making the decision not to decide. Okay, and that's a decision. Okay, it might be just self-defense. Maybe you're just not ready to make these important decisions right now and come to terms with the issues that are essentially around you. And that's, in some ways, no judgment. That's a little bit self-defeating, Libra, because it's like you keep putting off the inevitable. And in order to evolve in a healthy way and tune into these energies so that they can complement each other instead of seeming contradictory, it might be an idea to, like, you know, get to grips and understand, like, we have to make decisions, okay? So you might be wrestling with this energy, like, oh God, decisions, decisions, decisions. What am I going to do? A bit of this, a bit of that. Should I go here? Should I be with him? Or should I be with her? Or, like, should I quit this? Should I get this? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to, like, I'm just not going to decide. I'm going to go for a walk. Okay. Well, that's sort of like, oh, I don't want to say irresponsible. It's just like, not taking care of, not it's just perpetuating this, okay? And that's not healthy. I don't want to get hard and mean or anything, but can you see how you're creating your own dilemmas by not dealing with your dilemmas? It just perpetuates and everything starts to pile up. So where are you heading? Okay. Okay, well, it seems like you would like to move on. You'd like to evolve. You'd like to get out of these awkward situations where it might be feeling that these energies of the emotions in the heart, especially matters of love, perhaps, are causing you a lot of, like maybe disruption. And you'd like to move on. You would like to move on in such a way where you can, have a healthier, happier set of rules and understandings and beliefs and higher consciousness and awareness and truth in your life, so that you can move on to these more placid, more attractive, more appealing environments around you that are up ahead and quite visible for you. Okay. They are there for you. They are yours. And it does mean moving on. And so, okay, that might be in your mind. Like, I would love to move on. I would love to move on. It would be great to move on and deal with these issues. Fine. However, we going back to this, it feels like you're like it's like going through a revolving door, like, oh, let's move on, let's advance, let's do that cool thing, let's evolve, people. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. I got to go back. And so you're just going to keep going back. So to me, in this little reading, dear Libra, it feels like, yeah, I'm going to make it. We're going to do this. We're going to figure it out. We're going to move on. We're going to do the smart thing here. And yet it's kind of like stumbling. Okay. So what is a good way to move on? Because, time doesn't stop just because you don't want to move ahead with important decisions. Things move on anyway, and the issues can keep piling up. If you are willing to make important decisions, that will liberate you and allow you to move on and evolve and to take the smart, higher new awareness with you, and then leave whatever behind doesn't work, okay? Especially if it comes to misunderstandings regarding matters of the heart. So how can you effectively move forward? Okay, over here, dear Libra, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. And what I feel obliged to tell you, or to, like, what I'm feeling here that I am going to tell you, let's just put it that way, is that in order to move on in a healthy way that actually works, it might be an idea, again, I often do this in readings, where it's like a live as if type energy. It might be an idea to, like, take a risk, make a decision, and live with the outcome and the energy of what it's like to release yourself from indecision, then move forward, and then get to see what it's like to actually make bold, effective decisions and, like, access the truth that needs to be accessed, okay, in order for you to reach full dominion over the truth of your life. So it's almost like, have the courage. To me, this is like, I know I'm not touching on the Queen of Pentacles exactly here, but it's like what it feels like to feel rich and abundant in your world overall, in a way that you can start to appreciate it by making decisions. We're dealing with all the elements here, as far as I can see. What have we got? Earth, air, water. We don't have any fire here, but it's like in order to move forward effectively and in a healthy way through June, it might be an idea to like take a big, broad perspective of yourself, your life, and your world from from the from the level of highest consciousness, from the depths of your heart and how that bubbles up into the surface of your life. Be willing and brave enough to make important decisions and move forward and act as if you know that it's already going to work out in a really good way, that you can feel it tangibly in your life. That feels really, really good, because you have to feel it in your body. Libras can be very intellectual and cerebral in the way they deal with things, and perhaps matters of the heart, even though Libra is the sign of relationship and love, Venus and all that. This is very much Venus energy here anyway. And also with this very feminine energy of Earth here, they complement each other very well, but it might be you're not quite used to putting it all together in a way that works out. In other words, mind and heart here and being able to take mental decisions can result in three-dimensional realities that make you feel abundant, like, oh, it actually is working. Things are actually working for me. And I do feel that I can conduct myself and carry myself this way, in deep appreciation, deep, deep, deep gratitude of how truly fortunate I am. And without taking responsibility and being aware of my good fortune, all you're doing is just like, it's almost like you keep pushing it away from yourself. So with this, to me, this is radiating the energy of deep gratitude, deep awareness of how truly fortunate you are, deep, deep, deep down inside. No matter all these challenges and these obstacles and misperceptions and misunderstandings and very awkward issues, please understand that there is energy and abundance and around you. And it's worth it. It's worth making healthy, brave, bold decisions in order to tap into this, because this is what a good life feels like. You feel the energy of gratitude. You feel the energy of rich, rich abundance, like you own it. But instead of waiting for it to come to you from previous, I don't know, conditioning or attitudes, you can actually make it happen to yourself by making healthy decisions. In other words, wow, I can generate my own abundance. I can actually generate the love and the happiness and truth that I need and move on into this energy of abundance by making healthy decisions that lead to this kind of abundance, okay? Instead of avoiding things that deplete or deny this abundance, okay? It's very, very much about adopting the attitude of gratitude on a grand scale. In other words, just stop for a moment, Libra. Look around you, evaluate and assess your world. Look at all the things that are good in your world. Understand that full access to all that abundance can be restricted just by attitude or misperceptions or subconscious behavior that is self-defeating. That's not cool. It's much happier and more fun to live like this rather than always in a state of doubt and being surrounded by issues. So it's like, let's go forward. Let's, like, even if you don't know how to do it, it's almost start brainwashing yourself into the attitude of gratitude. There's probably a whole, like, 1,000 videos on YouTube about the attitude of gratitude, man. And I do this a lot on this little channel, but it's just like, I'm just going to say it because I'm a guy, and then you can say it if you're a woman. Substitute man for a woman. Oh, I'll just call it person. I'm going to be very, very neutral and orderly. I haven't used any F words, by the way, if you've noticed. I'm doing really cleaning up the show. So this is what I would do. I would invoke the attitude of gratitude here. I'm a very lucky person. I'm a very wealthy person. I'm a very happy person. I'm a very blessed person. And I say that over and over again till I know it as a fact. And it becomes a fact in my life. A truth, a fundamental truth. and you start living the attitude of gratitude. So where does that bring you? What's coming at you? Okay, you see this? It might be that if you're willing to deal with the issues, then this freaky scary card can come into play, and it gives you the chance to get it done. Get it out of the way. Get rid of this crap. In other words, like, if you're scared that this is what's coming at you because of, you know, let's say, because none of us are 100% evolved. We're always on a journey of evolution. Let's say you're very, very aware that all the issues that you are wrestling with right now have almost like a guaranteed outcome of this misery if you don't address the issues. So, if this energy is coming at you and if this is what you've created, please understand, don't be scared of this. This could be the end of all this pain and misery and suffering and backstabbing and betrayal and treachery. Understand, it's a culmination. It's a 10. I don't do numerology, but it's like it's the end of the end. In other words, as awkward as it is to make these decisions and have the chance to move on and enjoy abundance and gratitude, by making the healthy decisions, by willing to address all the issues, every single one of them, all of them, and just pluck out whatever doesn't work and keep the good stuff, you can reach this point of culmination where, however bad it is for you right now, Libra, that's as bad as it's going to get, and it's going to be over. Because once you reach this state of condition, guess what? Look way in the distance. It actually becomes a very beautiful landscape, and all of those swords just become scenery in a movie, and you can move on to a new life. Okay, so think of this in a very positive light, Libra. Don't be scared of the darkness and the shadows and the swords here. This is a completion. It's over. But you have to make the decision to get there. You have to make important decisions to get there, and be brave. Okay, summon up your energy of the King of Swords to make it happen. So what are you scared of? What are you hoping for? You're scared that it's not going to happen? You're not going to make it? Finally, we got some fire, passion in here, but it's just too much. If you're scared, dear Libra, that you don't have the courage or the bravery to make it, or that it's just too much, you're not going to have it. Even if you do try to address it, you're never going to make it because it's just too much of a burden to handle all these issues. That's understandable, okay? But here's another way to look at it. Here's the hope thing. Let's hope that you've got the ability to grab it and hold it and carry it. It might be totally back-breaking and totally overwhelming and burdensome for you, but it is the end. The journey is over in terms of this energy, but you have to decide to deal with it. You have to make important decisions to deal with it, whatever these issues are that are screwing up your life, okay? Let's have a look. Where's it all heading? Okay, all right. So this is how you reclaim your power. In other words, if you're fighting deep inside yourself about issues of truth, higher consciousness, like how can I actually be the more effective, more evolved, the wiser, smarter, higher consciousness Libra that I know I am, so I can attain, get that sense of love and abundance in my life. And I can get that sense of wealth and abundance in my life, not just love, but love and money, the house, the home, everything, all the good stuff. Okay. And you say to yourself, dear Libra, okay, well, that tarot illumination thing, they said, like, adopt the attitude of gratitude. Okay, so we're going to figure that out. The key thing here is to adopt the attitude of gratitude, okay, and accept that the whole pile of shit is coming to the surface, and it is going to be dealt with, and it will be resolved, and okay, and you do have the strength to handle it and get there until you reach resolution. And okay, it's understandable if you can't handle it and you're scared you won't, but it seems like with the hope energy, you're hoping deep down that you do have the guts and the courage to make these important decisions, and that the outcome will be, yay, that you manage to find the balance between the raw energy, like that is driving you. Let's just say the raw animal energy, the unrefined, the ego willpower, as opposed to the higher self, the like the angelic presence in your life, the feeling of heaven, of angels presence in your world, of spiritual understanding, of harmony and balance, which is what Libra really, really likes and wants. Okay, and it's a never-ending problem. It's a thing that it's continuous. You're always having to do this. Everybody has to do it, but it's coming to terms with your own. It's like balancing out. It's almost like if you can handle this, if you can get through this, and summon up the courage to get there and live that out and do that and be that, then you can like rise up into your strength and power, tap into your like juicy animal self, and at the same time allow the like the gentle soul side to dominate. In other words, you're not owned by your passions. You're not a victim and owned by your passions and your subconscious and all the behavior and issues of the past that have led to all of this stress and this potential stress. In other words, be brave, be willing to make important big decisions. Please understand that you can handle it. Please understand by making bold decisions with an attitude of gratitude that you will reach resolution and a lot of air will clear. A lot of things will clear up for you by making decisions and allowing the consequence to occur, dealing with the truth face on, even if it's very, very uncomfortable, because it will be very, very, very liberating for you, dear Libra, okay? Allowing you to rise into your true strength and power and radiance and sunny, sunny self, okay? Which is always there anyway. It's just hidden under a lot of uh, stuff. Okay, enough. I don't want to scare you, Libra. It's going to be a lovely month, and I know you can do it. You got the power. You got the power. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And you're going to have the guts and courage to do it and to move on and face into all this stuff and deal with it. Tune into the attitude of gratitude and be brave. Okay? Okay, Libra? Thank you so much. Have a good June. Read your sun, your moon, your rising. Good luck. See you soon.